Guys, did you know that 2 out of 3 men will experience hair loss by the time they're 35? Here's some advice. Do everything you can to keep your hair. Whether you're looking to prevent hair loss, stimulate hair growth, or just take better care of your hair, our sponsor Keeps has got you covered. Keeps is a subscription service that delivers clinically proven, research-backed treatments to stop hair loss and improve hair growth. With Keeps, you'll get doctor-recommended treatment plans delivered straight to your door at about half the cost of a traditional pharmacy. And most Keeps customers notice results within 6 months of starting treatment. Each treatment plan comes with unlimited messaging so you can connect with your doctor at any time. Remember, hair loss stops with Keeps. To get a special offer on Keeps treatment, go to keeps.com/Chael Sonnen or click the link in the description. That's Keeps, KEEPS.com/Chael Sonnen. All right, I got a question for you. Sincere question, would love a sincere answer. Where is Luke Rockhold? You know what I was thinking about Luke? First off, I'm a Luke fan. I think the sport is more fun when Luke is around. I think press conferences are more fun. I like arrogant Luke. I like confident Luke. I like to watch Luke. I'll admit it, fine. But what happened to him? He was going to fight, to remind you, Sean Strickland at Madison Square Garden. Luke got hurt, and I want to say it was his back. But, those things always get sensitive. When a guy's hurt, going out and asking what's wrong, or even if you find out what's wrong, coming out and disclosing, it's kind of private. Guy's medical, kind of his business. So the story really never came out. But I also haven't heard from Luke since, and I was watching Sean Strickland sparring videos 20 minutes ago. Sean's back in the news. He was sparring, knocked out a training partner. I have to defend Sean. Sean was one of the most trustable and best teammates I have ever had. I trusted him completely with my body. He went very hard. He was very competitive trying to win rounds, but he was very controlled. And whether it was me or whoever his other partners were, he never hurt anybody. And I do have to defend him in that video. That was an unfortunate incident, but Sean was padded up, and Sean did throw that kick appropriately. His opponent reacted, dropped his... It was just one of those things where it's just the wrong time, everything that happened, boom, they collide. But I don't like the idea of Sean getting a bad rap. I really don't. He's if you see him come in your gym, embrace him. Tell him hello. He's a trustable, hardworking, honest guy, and he'll come back tomorrow. And he'll come back the day after that. Sean's getting ready to fight Jack Hermanson. And the Joker was on a roll. I mean, Jack had some beautiful things happen within his career. I can go back, this is a number of years ago, but even the win over Jacare that kind of shocked the world at the time that it happened. Then Jack starts getting main event fights. Jack has this incredible performance. Kelvin Gastelum gets inserted. I mean, Jack was doing some things really well, and I don't see anybody talked about more at middleweight than Sean Strickland. I really believe, and I'm alone on this one, that if Sean and Luke would have fought and Sean would have won, there would have at least been a conversation that Sean is now the number 1 contender to fight Adesanya. I personally believe that. I brought that to you guys. Nobody backed me up on that. And I knew that going into the fight, that could not be declared a number 1 contendership fight. I just thought coming out of it, in the media mecca of the world, Madison Square Garden, on that card, on that night, there would be some very special attention. And if Sean could get the jump over a household MMA name in Luke Rockhold, a former world champion, likely a future Hall of Fame, I just thought it would have done some really special things. And not to mention, Sean's won his last 7 fights. That would have been 8. His one before that was a main event, which he won. Now he's taken out a world champion, right? Best case scenario. I think that conversation would have been had. And if you look at Adesanya and the fact that Adesanya is having to go through the same guys he already went through to get to the top, he's having to go through them again. I don't know how bad Adesanya wants to start recycling opponents. It's just a hard thing to do. I'm guessing. I haven't heard Adesanya say he doesn't want to do it, but I'm guessing. Instead of getting him with their Brunson a second time, or Vittori a second time, or Whitaker a second time, or Paulo Costa, I think that he would like something new and something fresh, and Sean will certainly do his part of things. I thought a win for Sean over Luke could have at least started that conversation. Might not have got him across the finish line, but I think it would have been started. And I'm sharing that with you now because middleweights are under attack and they don't know it. Middleweights are not standing their ground. There's a few middleweights right now that are happy to be quiet, that are making absolutely no noise and getting no attention because they're confident that their records are speaking for itself. Nobody knows what your record is. Nobody has the foggiest idea. I know Brunson's been kicking ass. I don't know 5 in a row, 3 in a row, 6 in a row, 1 year, 2 years. I don't know. And I'm never going to look that up. but the fighter feels so close to it. The fighter is so close to the trees, he can't see the forest, ever. He always thinks whatever he is doing, everybody else knows. Or fighter's got a fight coming up and doesn't tell people when. Doesn't tell people the specific. There's a fight every 7 days. Even if you're a huge fight fan like me, I can't keep track. But I've also never tried to keep track. That's on you. It's your job. Same reason I set alerts and reminders and alarms on my phone to tell me that I'm counting on you. That is the checks and balances. That is the level of organization of the fight fan. You will tell me. And then you'll tell me again, and then you'll remind me a third time. Just one of these things where I'm seeing these middleweights go absolutely quiet, and the whole division is under attack. And the only one being talked about is Sean Strickland, but nobody's talking about Sean Strickland being in contendership for a world title fight. He's won 7 fights in a row. He's never lost at middleweight. Are you guys aware of that? The time he stubbed his toe last was against Kamaru Usman. This is off the top of my head, but that was down at middleweight, not to mention, or welterweight, not to mention, it was Kamaru Usman. All right? Like, that doesn't really hurt you or pull you back. And I think that there's a lot of attention going on Sean Strickland right now. Sean is more than happy to convince the world that he's crazy. I would never bust a guy's gimmick. I am making an exception one time here because this is my teammate and friend, and I don't like that this is being said about it. Sean is not a madman, and Sean is not untrustable, and Sean is not crazy. Sean has seen an opportunity jumping in that into the pool. I just fear that he's playing the character so well that you are going to have promoters that look left and right and go, can I put this guy on top of a bill? If this guy's running with the crazy act and I put my belt around, I mean, it's one of these things. Politics play a hand in absolutely everything. I'm looking at Sean's record. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm looking at the fact that he's going to be fighting Jack. Tough fight. A lot of eyes are going to be on that fight. I'm looking at the way that Sean is prepared for that match. Sean came out and did submission underground, straight grappling, in a match that he knew it was not likely to favor him. He was willing to take the lumps anyway, just for the experience, because he knows Jack is so good on the ground. That's a great part of the story. That's a real dedication. That's a smart guy. Working his ass off. Beautiful record. Stealing all the headlines. And my point here isn't to talk to you about Sean. My point here was when I sat down was to ask, guys, what's an update on Luke? When can I personally look forward to seeing Luke come back? And secondly, it's a moreover topic that what in the hell is going on with these middleweights? This level of confidence that some of the top middleweights, the top 3 guys, this level of confidence that they have in their standing and position within the sport is false. It changes quickly. Some of them have done some great things. I mentioned Brunson a minute ago. Brunson not only has done great things, he did it on his own. Nobody's ever helped Derek Brunson. I really respect that about him. He believed in Derek Brunson. One person believed in Derek Brunson, and it was Derek Brunson. He got into a very beautiful spot, but I feel as though Derek's taken his foot off the gas. Derek's an interesting guy. Derek speaks, he's very jovial. He's funny, and it comes through even on social media. He's an interesting guy. I think he's taken his eye off the ball. I think that he thinks that his spot is secure because of work that he did yesterday. Sport just doesn't work that way, and that's not fair. I'm not saying that it is. We for sure have very short memories. My partner, Errol Hawani, is great with an expression which is recency bias. And he admits that he has a recency bias. When you talk about the greatest of all time, just by example, whoever you saw go last generally gets the nod. You just have this, the most exciting fight you've ever seen is probably the most exciting fight that you've most recently seen. You're kind of forgetting 5 years ago or even 5 months ago. It can be as short as 5 weeks ago, guys. I've told you guys this one fortune cookie in my life that I actually remember. And it said success is something you have to be reminded of often. But it's true. People forget. And I'm seeing Sean taking all these headlines. Seeing Sean staying active. I've seen Sean, the only guy that has somebody record his training footage and is putting leaks that most guys don't want that. Sean doesn't give a damn. Sean just wants you to remember him. Sean is doing everything right. I'm a little surprised, in fairness, that the other middleweights are so confident with their positioning when the sport says parity trumps rematches. You're always looking for what's next. The fans will always be looking to knock somebody down and rise somebody else up. That same guy, when he gets to the top, they'll be looking to bring him down and look what's going to replace him. It's very important that you understand the psychology of the viewer, because you, the viewer, have the most power in this whole sport. You have the power because the boss listens to you.